Learn, you're gonna recognize in order to learn is you gotta be more ready to listen, and then you have to give yourself a clean slate. So we gotta get the thought out of our mind that it's an individual thing, it's a nation thing.
Yeah.
Your nation is sending.
My big thing is, you know, I grew up a lot.
That's just like the so-called white man. Every white man didn't have a slave. Only the rich white man. They all gotta face the judgment.
My thing is, like, I grew up in church, got to go to church choir on Wednesday. Why God hate me so much? Why my white homeboy live good as he do? And he the one is, you know, if we go talk about genetics, if we go talk about history, why his family so prosperous, and we just talking about curses, why his family got generational wealth, and we over here, my lights getting cut off. You feel what I'm saying? And we the most special people.
Gucci sandals on the way I'm slime up. I won't join no gang cause I speak truth and I ain't slime enough. I can't kill my brothers, we the same, it's just not adding up. Esau he a killer, genocide he keeps attracting us. Most I say be fruitful, multiply so we be adding up. Compare his seed to the sand of the sea, we deep so you can't add us up. My people they got hate inside they heart, they wanna paint us up. This world be killing me with lies the way they capping on me. Like these publicans, they coons and seeing the way they taxing on me. Prove what you say, the evidence, show me the facts, lil' homie. Don't hold your tongue, just bring it out. What's on your mind, lil' brody? Riding on 4 Giottos, bougie, how we sip Moscato. Feast days of the Lord, champagne be rainy poncho. Salvation of the Lord's people, come on, we need that pronto. Wisdom, yes, it bring riches like we just won a lotto. Keep these commandments in the faith, my brother, that's the motto. Most I humble you quick.
Online, you can see this LGBTQ member, and he kind of asked him like, "What's going on with your name?" He said, "My name is Legion." Brothers can look that up. He actually said his name is Legion, right? He said, "We are many." That's what the LGBTQ member said. Wow. Right, read.
My name is Legion, for we are many.
Right.
And he besought him much that he would not send them away out of the country. Now there was there nigh unto the mountains a great herd of swine feeding.
Great herd of what?
Of swine feeding.
It was swine feeding. So you had a whole bunch of pigs, pork out there feeding and eating, right?
And all the devils besought him, saying, "Send us into the swine."
He said, "Do what?"
Send us into the swine.
Now, why would the demonic spirits go into the swine? Because that's an unclean vessel. Pork is always associated with evil and idolatry. Get that in 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and 41. And you give me Isaiah chapter 63. I believe I want verse. What's that? Matter of fact, 65 and 3. Isaiah 65 and 3. 141? Yep, bring that up.
1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 41. You know, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Now, this is Antiochus the fourth, Epiphany. Like this man, he brought forth called Hellenism.
Well, we could do that too.
Forcibly made the Jews follow his religion. That's what this man did, read.
And everyone shall leave his laws, so all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
All the heathen agreed, and who else?
Yea, many also of the Israelites.
Many of the, it didn't say some, it said many of the Israelites. Because we know most of our people cleave unto the heathen. That's just how, unfortunately, our people are. Read.
Consented to his religion.
They consented to his way of life. Read.
And sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
Read.
For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they shall follow the strange laws of the land,
Read.
and forbid burnt offerings,
right,
and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they shall profane the Sabbaths and festival days,
Read.
and pollute the sanctuary and holy people,
Read.
and set up altars and groves and chapels of idols,
right,
and sacrifice swine's flesh, and sacrifice swine's flesh,
Read.
and unclean beasts.
See that? So they were sacrificing swine's flesh into that idolatry. You see that all throughout Maccabees. They was always trying to force him to eat pork and pig. So that swine, it always was something unclean about it. It always was something dealing with idolatry. It's a little deeper than it being an unclean animal. These animals got a spirit to it too. Right? Bring that up.
Isaiah 65 and verse 3.
Right.
A people that provoketh me to anger.
What God say?
A people that provoketh me to anger,
right,
continually to my
He
face.
said they doing this to my face. Right? Provoking me to anger. Read it.
that sacrificeth in gardens and burneth incense upon altars of brick,
Right? And that's going into idolatry. Read.
which remain among the graves and lodge in the mountains,
Right.
which eat swine's flesh.
What?
Which eat swine's flesh.
Here it goes again. Swine's flesh being equated to some form of idolatry. That's all throughout the Bible. So it's not a coincidence that Legion and all those doubles that was on that man jumped into the swine. The swine is always associated with an unclean beast, an unclean spirit, and idolatry. In fact, let's look that up. Look up swine, sacrificing swine in Egypt. Let's see what we get.
Sacrifice swine what?
In Egypt, let's see what we get. You might have to type in ancient world, but I want to see how the Egyptians was dealing with swine. Let's see. Yeah, I should just read that first thing.
It says, the only deities to whom the Egyptians are allowed to sacrifice pigs are Selene and Dionysus.
Right, now read what you got.
It says pigs were sacrificed to Egyptian gods.
What did it say?
Pigs were sacrificed to Egyptian gods,
Right.
especially Set, the ruler of Upper Egypt, and the pork was eaten as part of a ritual feast.
See, that's what the pork was eaten as a ritual feast for idolatry. Now look up swine offerings in Babylon. See what we get. You can go into all these different swine offerings in the ancient world, and you will see that it's associated with idolatry. Because hold on, in Isaiah, the Israelites wasn't getting that from their own accord. They was actually following the Canaanites, the Amorites, all the different nations. So they was sacrificing swine, burning incense on the brick. All right. See what we get here. That's in the Bible. Yeah. It says swine in the Old Testament. Type in ancient Babylon. So we'll get. You got anything on that? Again, I didn't rehearse this or anything. I'm just assuming that all these nations had some kind of peace. That's all.
It says, the most potent offering in ancient Roman religion was animal sacrifice, typically of domesticated animals such as cattle, sheep, and pigs.
Pigs. That was a big part of the ancient Roman sacrifices. Pigs, man. So when and the Romans got all their religion in ways from the ancient Greeks. Okay, so because they was dwelling among like the Etruscans and the Samnites back in those times, they kind of picked up all the religion. But, what's going on with you, brother? Try to get your opinion on something real quick. Real fast.
Bro, get your people.
Spirit. So again, these ancient sacrifices go back into the pork. What's going on, Esau? What's going on? Check this out real quick. Check this out. Real verse. Revelation 13. So I'm trying to check it out. What pictures we got up? Oh yeah, let's put this one over. Say that.
That's why you didn't stop.
What's going on? You look clueless. And that's why today's time, when you're dealing with the swine, it's a spirit behind it. You tell brothers,
La Biblia. Mira.
You tell Israel, we got to get rid of the pork, and all hell break loose. They start getting angry. They didn't really want to fight us because we said, yo, you got to let that pork go. It's bad for your health. They say, the hell with that, I'm eating my pork. They say, hey man, I love God, but I have my bacon. I got to have my bacon in the morning. That's what our people always say. It's a spirit behind what you eat. What's going on, family? Can we get y'all opinion on something real quick? Like y'all opinion on this? Check this picture out. Real quick. What's your religious background? Christian all life? Okay, which denomination?
Non-denomination.
You go to church often, or it's kind of like spotty, or?
No, spotty.
Okay. Why is that, if you don't mind me asking?
Just not working out with the work schedule.
That makes sense. So check this out real quick. We're just trying to get our people opinion on this picture. You take a good look at this picture. Just let us know like what comes to mind when you look at it.
Personally, I think Jesus is black.
Think he's black? Like what make you think that?
The description, Bible, sound more like a brown skinned person.
That's why right here, if you see it, it says Jesus is Negro, not a white man. So you agree with this then? Okay, so do you know who this is though, by any chance? Because if you check this image out, this is an actual picture of a man. His name is Cesare Borgia. Let me just give you a few facts about Cesare Borgia. He raped his sister. He murdered his sister's husband. And he was a homosexual. And that's the man who they painted to be the Son of God. You ever heard about him before? His name is Cesare Borgia. Now we actually want to read the true depiction of Christ in the Bible. If you got a minute, so you gonna get it.
I'm running late. I gotta feed my baby.
All right, real quick, we're gonna show you this thing. Get Deuteronomy 28:68. Just real quick, because if Christ, we understand he a black man, he had hair like wool. What happened to all the rest of the Jews? Because he was a Jew. So wouldn't all the other Jews resemble him? Yeah. Exactly. So we're going to see what happened to the Jews in the Bible. Bring it up.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Egypt is slavery in the Bible, sister. So the Lord is saying, as a punishment for not listening to me, I'm going to put the Jews in slavery. Right, read?
With ships.
He said the Jews are going to go to slavery with ships. A dark-skinned race of people. Read?
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
He said you're not going to see your homeland, read?
And there you shall be sold unto your
When
enemies.
you get off the slave ship, you're going to get sold off of the ship, read?
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
You're going to get sold as a slave when you get off of the ship in this new land, read?
And no man shall buy you.
Nobody go redeem you. Now who that sound like, sister? Going to slavery on ships and being sold. It sound like our people, right? So we got to be the people of this book then. We got to be the Jews and the Israelites. You got to check that out, sister. Brothers got a flyer?
Yeah, if you got something to play.
Lord willing, we got a flyer for the sister. I got a flyer.
Spanish flyer, bro.
Hey, you got to have something. That's the only thing we got. Oh, this is Spanish?
Yeah, like this.
I take it. I can read it.
Oh, she's not. You know, Lord willing, sister.
Okay.
All praise Him.
All right. Thank you.
All praises, all praises. Sometimes you gotta be quick with our people. Quick with our people. What's going on, brother? Come here real quick. Try to get your opinion on something, bro.
Probably got loose.
Try to get your opinion on something real quick. Try to get your opinion. What's going on, bro? What's your name?
Antonio.
Antonio. What's going on? My name is Kabash Antonio. Nice to meet you. What y'all here doing, man?
Nothing, just walking around.
Just walking around. What's on your mind, man? If you look at everything we got going on, like what comes to mind when you look at all this stuff right here?
To be honest,
Yeah.
like that part, I don't believe that because I feel like God came on this earth to make everybody a better person, even through the good and bad. So
Okay, what part you don't believe per se on here? What part?
he's a Negro and not a white man.
Okay,
It
so
don't matter about the race.
okay, so I want to touch on something. You say he came on the earth, right? So he was walking the earth. He was around people. He had a description, and like people actually seen it, right?
Yeah.
So you got a brother. What's his name? You know,
Tehran.
Tehran. Now what if I just said Tehran? Like, you know, he's an Asian man. And, you know, he like 5'1" and he cool people, but he an Asian guy. Like, would that like make sense?
It would make sense, but I feel like it don't matter about the race.
Well, hold on real quick. Is Tehran an Asian?
No.
No. So wouldn't it matter somebody's race if they walk the earth and they got a real description? Just asking. Like, wouldn't it matter?
It would.
Yeah. So when you're looking at this, right, you got to understand why is this being said. That's a better question. Instead, you know, you can say it don't matter, but this is a good question. Why do we say this? Why do we say that? It's a good question. Like, why would we say that? Are we just up here and just, you know, we got Bibles out here, like, why are we saying Jesus is a Negro? Are we just making that up, or like, what you think?
I think it's made up.
Think it's made up? Okay, well, we're gonna show you the Bible. Like Revelation, the 1st chapter. Check this out, brother. Start at verse 1.
It's Revelation chapter 1 and verse
Brother
1.
Antonio, right? Brother Antonio, check this out.
Revelation 1 and 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ,
Hold on. Right?
which God gave unto him.
Read that from the top again.
The revelation of Jesus Christ,
The revealing of Jesus Christ. Read.
which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must surely come to
Now,
pass.
this is John the Revelator, right? And this talking about the testimony he got from Jesus. Read.
And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John,
Right?
who bare record
He bear record. He wrote a record, a real account. Read.
of the word of God
Right? He worked the word of God.
and of the testimony of Jesus
He
Christ,
wrote the testimony Jesus gave him. Read.
and of all things that he saw.
He wrote everything he saw down. Now, jump down to verse 12. Check this out, brother.
Verse 12.
Now Christ was speaking to John. He actually saw him, and you go see, he go describe it. Check this out.
And I turned to see the voice that spake with me,
He said, I turned to see the voice that spake with you. Read.
and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks.
I saw 7 golden candlesticks. Read.
And in the midst of the 7
In the
candlesticks,
midst of the candlesticks, read.
one like unto the Son of Man,
Jesus Christ. He's looking at the Son of Man. Read.
clothed with a garment down to the foot.
Hold on. Now he's giving a description, brother. You gotta make sure you follow. Make sure you follow. So he's looking at Christ. He got a garment on down to his foot. Did you know they used to wear like them robes? So he's writing that down. He's like, okay, he got a robe on. Read.
And girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Okay, so he got a golden belt on, robe. Okay, read.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So now he's describing his hair, how it looked in the texture of it. He said it's like wool. You ever seen a sheep before? Like a sheep hair? And you cut sheep hair, like how it look. Like you just to hold it and look at it. Like how do sheep hair look and feel? Like wool. I'm asking, how do sheep hair look? Furry, or like the brother hair. Like if a brother grows an afro out, he would have woolly hair. That makes sense, brother? So he's describing Christ the same way. Read.
As white as snow,
He had white woolly hair.
and his eyes were as a flame of fire,
Read.
and his feet like unto fine
His
brass.
feet like it's a fine brass. Brother.
Woolly hair.
Check it out real quick, brother. You gotta pay attention, brother. Read that from 14 or 13
Con.
or 14. So
His head and his hairs were white like wool,
you gotta check this out, Anton. So the Lord said his hair was white and woolly.
Show the sister that scripture you was talking about.
White and woolly hair, Anton. Read.
as white as snow,
Read.
and his eyes was a flame of fire,
Read.
and his feet like unto fine brass.
This is the color of brass right here. It's a brown color. Read.
as if they burn in a furnace.
So Christ had an afro and he was burnt, brother. That brother is on. Yeah. See that? Did you hear that, brother? That Christ was a dark-skinned man with an afro. So what race would that be considered, brother? An afro and brown skin.
African American.
Yeah. So he was a so-called black man. So we didn't lie, brother. He was a so-called Negro. See what I'm saying? That's what we're bringing out to him. So he would be an Israelite of the tribe of Judah. He was a Jew. Did you know that, sister? Christ was a dark-skinned man with an afro. You knew that? He was a Jew, though, what?
Yeah, from the house of Judah. Right?
Yeah, he was a right. So this is the question, right? If take Christ, a Jew, dark-skinned man with an afro, bring him to today's time, what would his race be? Like what would they say? Black. So take us back then to Christ's time. What would they call us then?
Jews?
See how you put that together that quick? Hold on, because if Christ was a dark-skinned man with an afro and he was called a Jew, and if he was in today's time, he'd be called black. That means us. If we was in back then, we would be the Jew. That makes sense, sister?
Right.
Yeah, you never heard that before, have you? You never even thought of that before. So the thing what we out here doing, sister, is teaching that the people of the Bible is actually our forefathers. We're actually the people of the Bible. This is actually our history book. And we gonna show you, get Acts 13:1. I'm gonna show you something that was calling the Jews back in the Roman captivity in the New Testament. Check this out.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 1.
Right?
Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon,
Right.
that was called nigger.
That was what?
That was called nigger.
That was called nigger. That's literally a surname for a Jew. Nigger, meaning the black man. You ever heard that before? And we reading the Bible. You can show the sister. Come check it out.
That's in the Holy Bible.
That's in the Bible. That's a nigga right there. Now we can read it in another translation. Pull up Acts 13:1 in another translation. We gonna read it in the, I believe that's the NLT. So we gonna show y'all this same verse, Acts 13:1 in another translation. Say black man. Yeah, out the NLT. Check this out. This same verse.
Acts chapter 13 and verse 1 in the New Living Translation. Among the prophets and teachers of the church at Antioch of Syria were Barnabas, Simeon, called the black man.
Yeah, so Simeon was called the black man. And these are Jews and Israelites, prophets and teachers. So now I got another question, right? So these people, Christ and all these other dark-skinned people that was living in the Middle East, what happened to them? Like, how did the Jews become white? How did they lose the land? What happened? What happened to those Jews? Did they disappear or?
I mean, I want to think maybe that's when slavery came into play.
Sister might be on to something.
Hold on.
Hold on, sister. You might be on to something. We about to show you something. Let's show you what Christ said. Get Luke. Luke chapter 20. Somebody got the designer? I don't think I got it. I got it in my phone. 21 and 20. So like 21 and 20. Yeah, 20. All right. Which one is under? I wanted to do that. I mean, bring it up.
This is St. Luke chapter 21 and verse 20.
This red letter, Christ, check it out.
And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Somebody look up the somebody look up the Roman Jewish wars. So what captivity was Christ under? Like when you think about Herod or Caesar Augustus.
Well, he was born under Herod, right?
Herod, but who? Like what captivity was that under? That was under the Romans. If you didn't know.
Yes, Romans.
Yeah. So we gonna check this out. It's the Roman Jewish wars. The Jewish-Roman wars were a series of large-scale revolt by Jewish subjects against the Roman Empire between 66 and 135 CE. The term primarily applies to the first Jewish-Roman war that was in 66 through 73 AD. And that's what this is talking about. That's why he's saying in the future, because Christ died around 30 to 30 AD. So he's saying like in about 40 years, he's saying this is going to happen. So when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies, know that destruction is coming. Because the Jews didn't win that war, sister. They lost against the Romans. We're going to keep reading and show you that. Bring it up.
Verse 21, then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
Now he said, let them in Judea flee to the mountains. Now if you look at a map of Israel, right? What is it close to? What is it right there that you can run right into if you was trying to escape?
What is Israel next to you saying?
Yeah, you got Israel and then you got like other land masses. We could probably pull it up for the sister. It could be. Yeah, it could. Yeah, it is in the back of the Bible. Come here, sister. Check this out. So, check this out. So this is Israel right here, right? Right here is Egypt.
Yes.
Right here is, Saudi Arabia. So if we flee in, the first place they would flee to is Africa and Saudi Arabia. So that's where they would flee to. Those are the mountains that Christ said they would flee to.
Right.
That's how the Jews ended up in Africa and different places in Saudi Arabia. And from there they went to Spain and different places. That's where you get the wars and stuff from. I don't know if you've heard of the wars. We're going to keep bringing this out for you. Check out this out for Luke 21.
Verse 21.
So they fled to Saudi Arabia. They fled to Egypt.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
Because God been said this during the time of Moses, that the Jews would lose their homeland from disobedience. So Christ is saying it's going to be fulfilled now.
Deuteronomy 28, right?
How do we get that's right, sister on, right?
For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
You got little children, you pregnant, woe unto you, because it's going to be a bad day. Read.
For there shall be a great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people.
It's like, anybody got Babylon to come up? Nobody got it? All right. You got it? All right. Yeah, give it to the brother. Like, keep reading that.
This is verse 24.
Right?
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
They shall what?
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
The Lord said they gonna fall by the edge of the sword, sister. Jews, read. And what's gonna happen to them?
And shall be led away captive.
That again.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
So the Jews, the Lord said they will be led away captive into all the nations. So that's so the Jews got kicked out of their land in 70 AD by the Romans. Because they was revolted on the Jews on the Lord. Read that account out of this book, Babylon and 2. It's about Rudolph Williams, African American scholar. Check this out.
This is page 84 from Babylon and Timbuktu. In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter.
Now that's Titus Vespasian. Those are some of the Roman emperors of the day. They put end to the Jewish state. But you had a lot of rebellion going on up to there. Because you got Nero, he reigned from, his reign ended in 68 AD. That's close to right here. And he was known for doing a false flag against the Jews and burning the church and blaming it on the Christians. So it was a lot blowing up by this time. And now they put an end to it. Like, we tired of these Jews acting up, right, Rick?
During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people.
Like the Lord said, Christ said that. He said it's going to be great slaughter. He said it's going to be bad if you with child, because great slaughter would happen. Right?
During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa.
Did what?
Fled into Africa.
Now somebody look up the city of Wyatt, or the kingdom of Wyatt.
I think we got it on that poster.
Yeah. They still want to pull it up and read. Okay. You keep reading that. Oh, all right.
Got it.
It's W-H-Y-E-A.
It says fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery.
It was fleeing from the persecution and slavery from the Romans, really.
The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves.
So the slave market was full of black slaves, Jew slaves. I'm talking about our people.
Right.
So what ended up happening was we got kicked out of our land in 70 AD. We fled into Africa, fled to these different places. And we prospered in those lands, and eventually we went to slavery under when America came into power.
Let me read this next part. There's one more part on this. It says, this prophecy and all the residue of the prophecies contained in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 15 through 68, befell the black Jews after they disobeyed the laws of God.
You see that? So he said all these things from Deuteronomy 28 happened from their disobedience. Got more of that?
It says many nations transported the Jews into slavery.
What?
Transported the Jews into slavery. And the sons of Israel transmigrated to every continent.
See that? We transmigrated to every continent. Now we're going to read this about the kingdom of Wyatt. If you check this out, this is a map of West Africa. This is a place called the Kingdom of Judah. It's something called the Negro Land map, where it specifically points out the West African countries. Like you got Benin, and then you got places like this. Like you heard of the Ashanti. The Ashanti did they had priests that wore ephods. The Ashanti tribes. And they priests would actually get consecrated for 8 days in their temple. That's what the Levites did. Why was the African Ashanti tribe following the ways of the Israelites? They even had a god, his name, I can't say it correctly, it's like Nakapone, something like that. It means God of the seventh day. That's literally what his name is. An African deity.
So you're saying that the Jews of men are us?
That's what you're putting together. Because the Jew is just a race of people. If I look down your lineage, it never changes. Your people are always going to be your people.
Right.
A Jew can't turn to a white man. I can't. I wasn't. My lineage didn't go back to a Chinese man. Our lineage stays the same, sister. So how could the Jews turn from dark skin with afros to just being white with weird hair? That doesn't make sense logically. But guess what? They lied to us, sister. And they put us in slavery. They put us in slavery, sister. You think the people that they treated like this, they gonna want to tell, hey, you know what? You God's chosen people too, by the way.
Right.
You know that God chose you, and you really the chosen people of the Lord.
Hey.
You see they painted a white man as Jesus. I never seen a Chinese Jesus. I never seen an Arab Jesus. Why they paint him white specifically? Because they knew they was coming against our people, the Jews, sister. Right, now we gonna read this about the
They
kingdom.
didn't want us to know our truth.
They didn't want
Our
this
true
song.
power.
Drop that, this song.
It's the kingdom of Wida. Was a kingdom on the coast of West Africa.
Was it what?
It was the kingdom on the coast of West Africa.
Now hold on, let's get some other names for Kingdom of White. Some other names right at the top. What's this? Yeah, read that.
Some other names for White. It says Judah.
What was it?
Judah.
The Kingdom of Judah. Now read about it again. Oh, it's like it's on the other. Read about it again.
Was a kingdom on the coast of West Africa.
The Kingdom of White, Judah was on the west coast of Africa. We just read the Jews fled to Africa. Read.
In what is now Benin, it was a major slave trading area.
What was it?
A major slave trading area.
So we never were Africans, sister. That's why if I ask you what Africans you grew up with, you can't tell me. Right. You grew up with a bunch of African Americans, Negroes. You didn't grow up with Mbaktu and Kuba. You grew up with Gerald Williams.
Yeah.
Right.
Slaves.
Definitely.
That's who you grew up with, not Africans. That's why the Africans don't like us, sister. And guess what? They sold us to the white man. You know what a slave trade is?
Yes.
A trade of slaves.
Right.
So yeah, Africans selling Jews to the white people as slaves. That's
No
what was
way.
happening. That's what was happening.
It's where
Let's get that in our
it's just a reminder.
So we're not African.
No, we're not. If we Jews, how can we be African? Then that, hold on, what was, isn't Pharaoh an African?
I can, but I found that when I do.
I'm asking, was Moses an African? Or was he was a Shemite? He was a Jew. He was an Israelite.
Right. It was like,
They two different people. We come from Moses people,
right.
not Pharaoh people. So we're not the same. Like, bring that up.
So this is Babylon and Timbuktu on page 90. By what factors can we explain the emergence of black Hebrew hegemony and leadership over the indigenous tribes?
So I'll read this part right here. Second paragraph. Check this out.
All right, the second paragraph. The black Jews had an advantage over the African tribes.
What, read that part again?
The black Jews had an advantage over the African tribes.
So hold on, we wasn't just dwelling amongst them kumbaya. We had an advantage. Anything we touch, don't it turn to gold, sister? Don't we cook the best, saying the best, look the best, we invented everything. What African you seen hoop?
Athletically, we're the best.
You never seen, what African you seen hooping but Mutombo? You don't really see Africans balling. You see James, Jordan, people with slave names.
Yes.
We're different, right? We came by boat. They came by plane. Like, bring it up.
All right. They carried their culture, history, laws, and written records with them.
That's what we did. We carried our Bible with us. The Bible is our written record, sister. This Holy Bible, this Apocrypha, that's our written records. Our history is right here under our nose the whole time, right?
It says this assured them a constant precedent for the development of a higher social organization.
We had a higher social organization in Africa. Read.
Because of the stability of the black Jewish culture, the Jews were not absorbed into the autochthonous population.
Right, so we wasn't dissolved into the population of the Africans, but what?
In fact, the Jews absorbed some of the native tribes.
Right, so we didn't follow their customs, they came with us. Like, oh, they kind of living in big over there. They got gold, they got walls, they not eating pork, they got priests. Let's follow these people. That's what they wanted to do.
Sound real familiar.
That sound familiar, don't it? They always want to, hey, he got his hat cocked to the side. He's sagging his pants. Let me do that. Read.
The Jews made use of every opportunity. They were an industrious and skillful people.
We were industrious. And we wasn't swinging from trees and vines in Africa. Look at this. This is royalty. These are our people. This is royalty right here, sister. Check our people out. Royalty. Royal men. Right? We wasn't swinging from vines in Africa, beating our chests, eating bananas, man. No, we was kings. Read.
And it reads, the Jews made use of every opportunity. They were an industrious and skillful people.
Read.
In the Jewish Ghanaian states were found kings.
We were found what?
Kings.
Kings. We was kings. Read.
Princes. Governors. Generals. Secretaries. Treasurers. Revenue agents. Judges. Architects. Engineers. Doctors. Historians. Language interpreters. Mathematicians. Jewelers. Sculptors. Masons, carpenters, painters of art, goldsmiths. Oh my God!
This is all our what we was doing in Africa. We was goldsmiths, painters, architects, mathematicians, language interpreters, kings, princes, generals. We was everything.
Leather workers, potters, armorers, saddlers, blacksmiths, agriculturalists, etc. It's more,
etc. Bring it on.
1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 28. And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor.
Right.
And Solomon seeing the young man that he was industrious.
Jeroboam was what?
He was industrious.
So our forefather Jeroboam was industrious. You see that our forefathers always was industrious. Right, bring it out.
God, I think that's
So why, I mean, if they were trying to copy off of us, why did we end up copying off of them?
Oh no, that's a good point. Because our people are simple, sister. That's why we in this predicament. Now you know about the Bible, right? Why did the Israelites get in trouble with God? What was the main thing they did? Not following the laws. What was the main law they was breaking? They was trying to be like who?
Others.
Yeah. Since I got a question, how you celebrate Christmas? Again, just give me a couple customs. Like what do they do? Like two things.
Well,
They cut it. They got a tree, and they deck it with gold with presents, right? That's how they celebrate Christmas. All right. So how about Thanksgiving? Like, what's the usual customs for Thanksgiving? Turkey. Get together as a family. Okay.
celebrate.
So how about Hold on, sister. Alright, so you kind of understand with the traditions of America. So how you celebrate Pentecost?
I don't think we know what Pentecost is.
Hold on.
We're not about to be ignorant. We need to know what Pentecost is.
That's a good question. Now hold on real quick, y'all. That's my point. Notice how we are people, we know everything about their culture. We know everything about what they taught us. We don't know about what's in this Bible. Pentecost is one of our holidays. We don't celebrate Christmas. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving. We don't celebrate all these wicked holidays. We celebrate the holy days of the Bible. Next week is something called the Feast of Tabernacles. We just celebrated the Day of Atonement. What the world celebrate? I don't even know.
damn Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween.
I got a question. Not to cut my real brothers off, because I already know y'all closer to the truth. I ain't gonna say y'all the truth. You know what I'm saying? But I know y'all the closest to the truth. So what I'm gonna say is, there's a lot of Anunnaki talk coming up. It's a lot of talk about, you know, ancient discoveries and how the Bible was like mixed with Sumerian tactics. You know, I want to know what y'all feel about that. Like, yeah, because it's popping up. The Sumerians, the Babylonians, and even in the Bible.
So real quick, just to answer that. So Samaria is spoken of in the Bible is known as the land of Shinar.
I can't hear you.
The Bible, it talks about Samaria is known as the land of Shinar. What we got to understand about the Bible is it's a book written by the Israelites, the Jews. So real quick. So real quick. So we had patriarchs that was dwelling amongst other nations. So we never had an actual physical book. The Bible is just recanting history.
Well, I know our history. I know our history is oral. You know.
Okay, so the Bible is recanting the history of the day.
Right.
So that's why it's like this. If I look back, if I look at French news, I can grab a French newspaper an African newspaper, an American newspaper,
Right.
are they all gonna talk about 9/11 or during that time? They all, it's gonna be.
I know if they talk about it, they gonna put their perspective on it.
Real quick. That's the point. So when you see stuff about Sumeria, they mention the flood.
How you feel about the King James Bible?
Real quick, man. So you see stuff about Sumeria, it mentions the flood.
Right.
The Epic of Gilgamesh mentions the flood.
We know it's a flood.
The Bible mentions the flood. It's just a history account.
We
That's all
know
it is.
the world.
So
The
it's
world
gonna
know
say,
it was a flood.
Real quick, so it's gonna say the same thing because it's recanting history. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I can pull up a French newspaper and say, dang, 9/11. American French paper, dang, 9/11.
Right.
The Bible, dang, the flood. Epic of Gilgamesh, oh, the flood. It's just a history account.
That's crazy. You bring up the
So it's not
Epic
that-
of
it's not that
Gilgamesh.
it's copying one another. It's just history. And history is gonna tell the story from the person's perspective.
My
But this
thing,
from God's
my thing personally, you know what I'm saying? Like so much propaganda, so much misinformation. Only thing I can tell my Israelite brothers, y'all the closest to the truth. But some type of way, I think we still missing something.
Well, that's,
You feel me?
sometimes
We
that's
still
the
missing
problem,
something.
James. Sometimes we be trying to be too deep.
What
brother.
Bible is we working with? The King James version? What we working with? What Bible we working with? The King James version or the Ethiopian Bible?
We got the KJV.
I hear this.
What about the how y'all feel about the Ethiopian Bible?
I mean, well, let's see. What's that? I ain't bring it out of God.
What happened to the book of Enoch? What happened to the book of?
Dang, what's that precept?
How y'all feel about that? I'm not here to listen, baby. I love y'all.
No, we got no
Ain't no beanie sheep.
We don't want to ask about it.
Ain't no Jay-Z.
No, I'm just asking one. How y'all feel about the Ethiopian Bible? And then we got to go further than that.
Hold on,
I
sis.
want to share that.
Hold on, sister. Come here real quick.
Yeah, hold on, real quick. We have a question about why did we end up learning all the customs of the heathens?
Yeah, we got to deal with you in a quick second. So you said why we learned the customs of the heathen, right, sister? You got a precept on? Bring it
Got
up.
it. This is Psalm chapter 106 and verse 34.
Right.
They did not destroy the nations
Can we hear
concerning
you?
whom they did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them.
Right, so when we went into the land of Canaan, we didn't destroy all the Canaanites. When you read Joshua, read.
But were mingled among the
So
heathen
we were mingled among them like we are now. We marrying them and things of
Understood.
that nature, read.
and learned their works.
We learned their works. We started following their ways. That's why we keep Christmas and stuff now, read.
It says, and they served their idols, which were a snare unto them.
We served all they gods as a snare to. Like this is one of the biggest snares in our community. That's Caesar Borgia or Ilah, a rock. Right? That's where our people follow. They don't follow the true living God of the Bible. You got a precept on Jeremiah 10. Yeah, Jeremiah 10. Let's show you this in the Bible. Check
Book
this
of
out.
Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 2.
This is a Babylonian custom.
It says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
God say?
Learn not the way of the
He
heathen.
told us not to learn the way of the heathen. Read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Signs of heaven are the stars. People are dismayed at them. They say, oh, I'm a Gemini. Oh, Pisces. That all comes from Greek gods and stars. Right, read.
Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
That's what the heathens do. They worship Gemini, Pisces, and Leo. We don't do that. Yeah, right? It kinda
Zodiac.
Today,
The zodiac.
sometimes you get mad and sometimes you get happy. Like, oh, it makes sense. Leo. Like, it's nonsense. Bring it up.
For the customs of the people are vain.
Right.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest,
Hold on, it said you cut a tree out of the forest, read.
the work of the hands of the workmen with an axe.
Kind of cut a tree out of the forest, read.
They deck it with silver and with
What
gold.
they do with the tree?
They deck it with silver and with gold.
Now, this is way before Christ ever was born. This is Jeremiah. They take a tree, they deck it with silver and gold. Read.
And they fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not.
Now they fasten it down so now the tree don't move. What that sound like? You got a tree that's cut, you got silver and gold on it. It's not Christmas. But that represents Nimrod's spirit. That's how the Babylonians.
Who is Nimrod? Is he a black man? Is he an evil black man? Who is Nimrod? Can you explain to me who is it? Can you, big brother? Can you explain to me who is Nimrod?
Just hold your question.
I apologize.
That tree represents.
I'm here for questions. You know what I'm saying? If I can't get my questions, I can move.
See that, sister? So you gotta look into this stuff. You an Israelite.
I'm noticing a lot of what y'all are reading is in the Old Testament.
You read the New Testament. They show you that the Jews were bigger. And Acts.
But I notice in church we read a lot of the New Testament.
Yeah, that's a problem,
But we
sister.
don't need to know the old to understand the new.
That's right, sister. Get second It's second Timothy chapter 3 and 16. Check this out. Let's see what Paul says. Paul says. Yeah, second Timothy.
This book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 16, and it reads, all scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness.
Right, so hold on. So what scripture was Paul reading out of? Fair question. Get Acts 7.
I got you.
Or you gonna get Acts 28?
This book of Acts chapter 28 verse 13. When they appointed him a gate, there came many to him in his lodging, to whom he expounded and testified the kingdom of God, persuading them concerning Jesus, both out of the law of Moses and out of the prophets, from morning to evening.
Yeah, so Paul was persuading them out of the book of the prophets, out of the law, about Jesus. Because Christ was written in the Old Testament.
So they had.
Christ's coming was all foreshadowed all throughout the Bible. And you get a better understanding of his atonement by reading the Old Testament. You can't, if I cut on the movie, I can't just skip to the end of the movie. Right. Matter of fact, if you look at a Bible, flip to Matthew real quick in your Bible. Just flip to Matthew, the first chapter. I want to show you something. Check this out, sister. What side is more?
What side is more?
Yeah, which side is bigger? This one. It's the Old Testament, sister. So you mean to tell me we go skip all that and just jump to this?
That's crazy.
That don't even make sense. Right? How can I fully understand? Because what was Paul doing all throughout his letters? Quoting the Old Testament.
Right. Yeah, right.
You didn't know that, did you? Paul was quoting the Old
I was
Testament.
raised in church, and some of this I don't even know if I've heard before.
Wow, that's sad. Get Romans chapter 9 and 13. I want to show you something.
It's the book of Romans chapter 9 and verse 13.
Right?
As it is written.
What did he say?
As it is written.
So he's quoting the Old Testament. Let's see what Paul said.
Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Have you ever heard that before?
Yes.
You heard this before?
Yes.
So God hates Esau.
Who was Esau?
You ever heard that before, sister?
Yes.
Who was Esau?
Right, hold on, brother. We're dealing with the sister. Right here.
Okay, all right.
What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God?
Right.
God forbid.
He said, God forbid. Because God, because people say God loves everybody, but he hates Esau. So that's another lie of the Christian church. Yeah, how you love everybody if you hate Esau, sister? A lot of the stuff that you was taught in church, you will find out to be a lie, sister. Like, let me show you something. Who are the Gentiles in the Old Testament? I mean, New Testament. According to Paul.
The non-Jews.
Now, let's do Romans 11.
Romans 11:26. It's the book of Romans chapter 11 and verse 26.
Hosea 1, verse 10.
It's the book of Romans 11 and 26. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written. There shall come a...
No, not that. I want the blood animals. It's talking about Hosea.
Oh, that's 9.
Oh, it's not.
It's the book of Romans chapter 9 and verse number 25. Even as he also said in Hosea.
As he said where?
O.C.
Right.
It's like, I will call them my people, which were not... Verse 24. Romans 9 and 24. Even us, whom he have called, not only of the Jews, but also of the Gentiles.
He said not the Jews only, but also the Gentiles, right?
As he said also in O.C.
As he said also in O.C. So he's quoting Hosea. He's quoting the Old Testament. Right. To bring up the Jews being grafted in. I mean,
I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there they shall be called the children of the living God.
So he said this is going to be the Gentiles, right? Now, the typical Christian, no disrespect, we just read that and close the Bible. But we're missing the key part. He said, as he said in Hosea. Hosea's in the Bible. So why we actually go to it and get the full context of what he's talking about. Start at verse 6.
So Hosea chapter 1 and verse number 6.
Right.
And she conceived again and bare a daughter. And God said to him, call her name Lo-Ruhamah.
Right.
For I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel.
Now hold on, you got something called the house of Israel and something called the house of Judah. That's why you got to read the Old Testament. You learn the history in Kings. 12 tribes of Israel, they split under Jeroboam and Rehoboam. That's what happened. So you got Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Those are the southern kingdom tribes of Israel. And down from there, you got the northern kingdom tribes. They said, what if we to do with the house of David? We gonna go with Rehoboam, or we gonna go with Jeroboam. And then the northern kingdom said, no, we gonna roll with, the southern kingdom said, no, we gonna roll with Rehoboam. And the kingdom split. So you got the house of Israel, the house of Judah. And the Lord is saying, I'm not gonna have mercy on the house of Israel. So we cast off the northern tribes in 722
I'm just sitting alone. I ain't trying to contest nothing. I want some questions answered.
That's what happened.
That's what I'm
right? The Jews was left and got conquered by the Babylonians 200 years later. That's the real history. So it was a split between the Israelites and Jews, right, Rick?
Verse 7, but I will have mercy upon the house of Judah.
So I'm not going to have mercy on the house of Israel, but I'm going to have mercy on the house of Judah, which is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. The southern kingdom of Israel. Then you got the northern kingdom of Israel. Read.
It says, it will save them by the Lord their God.
Right.
It will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen.
It's not going to save them by horses. He's going to save them by Jesus Christ. That's what he's talking about. Right?
Now when she had weaned Lo Ruhamah, she conceived and bare a son. Then said God, call his name Lo Ami,
right?
For ye are not my people.
Right, he said, you are not my people. He's talking about the northern kingdom. Right? So hold on, so now they not his people now. The northern kingdom, they got cast away. Right?
And I will not be your God.
Right, I'm not your God no more. Right?
Yet the number of the children of Israel.
Yet the number of the children of Israel
shall be as the sand of the sea.
Shall be as the sand of the sea, right?
Which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Right?
And it shall come to pass.
And it shall come to pass. It's the same thing Paul said.
That in the place where we said to them, ye are not my people.
The northern kingdom, you are not my people. Right?
There it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God.
So the northern kingdom got cast off. But the Lord is saying, I'm going to bring you back into the fold. I'm going to adopt you back. I'm going to graft you in. But it's talking about the northern tribe. That's why it's important to go back to the Old Testament. Because Paul quoted this, talking about the Gentiles. Those Gentiles are actually Israelites that was in the Gentile state of mind.
Yeah, quick point, I can tell you all thinking. If you're not being called an Israelite, what would you be called in the Bible? What's the other word you'd be called? No, if you're not called an Israelite. If you're not a Jew, what would they call you?
A nigga. Negro.
Exactly. That's why I said y'all were not told y'all were God's chosen people, but then it's gonna be revealed that you are. That's why they call it the Gentiles.
Exactly. Well, let's get that in 1 Corinthians 10 or 12. Yeah, 10.
1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant how that all our fathers were passed under the cloud and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses.
He's talking to the Corinthians, but he said our fathers went under the sea with Moses. So those Corinthians will have to be what? Exactly. So Paul is writing to the Corinthians, but the Jews in Corinth, because we were scattered, right? We were scattered in Corinth. We were scattered in Rome, Corinth, Ephesus, Colossae.
Change that we're Jews.
Doesn't change the Jews. Exactly. I go to verse 12. Check this out. I mean, chapter 12. Check this out. Now, this is chapter 12 in the same book.
1 Corinthians.
Same Jews. Let's see what
1 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 1.
Right.
Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. You know that you were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols.
That you were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols. Meaning, guess what?
You gotta donate
Not a Gentile no more.
No donation.
So guess what? That's the same thing he said about the northern kingdom. He said, "You're not my people."
I just need some questions answered. That's it.
Y'all gonna be brought back.
I ain't gonna contest
Yeah, I'm gonna bring y'all
I see
back
my
in
brothers
this
with the
thing.
fringes
Y'all are gonna be my
on.
people.
I respect that, you know what I mean? But I still need some questions answered.
Of the redemption. Exactly. The
Other than that, I can
redemption
just
is
keep moving.
to redeem.
I
Meaning,
wait my turn.
what did reconcile? What does reconcile mean?
But I ain't here to disrespect the
Bring
nothing.
back. When was the heathen ever with the Lord? To be brought back.
Right now, we need answers.
When was the heathen ever?
We can complain all day, but we need answers.
I can't get Reconciliation is amending a prior relationship.
Right.
The nations never had a relationship.
Oh my God.
Man.
2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 18. And all things are of God, who have reconciled us to himself by Jesus Christ, and has given to us the ministry of reconciliation.
He said he gave us the ministry. The whole work was to reconcile, amend a relationship. Because guess what? The Jews kept smacking the Lord in the face. King of Israel kept smacking the Lord in the face, breaking the commandments. So he had to send his son to die so we can be reconciled back to him. That's why he died. Because when the Israelites sinned, what did they have to do in the temple? If I committed a sin in this 300 BC, what did I have to do? Wasn't no Jesus. I had to go to the temple and offer a what?
A sacrifice or an atonement.
What was Christ known as?
Sacrificial lamb.
It's coming together, ain't it, sister? If Christ is the sacrificial lamb, I mean, who else did? Did the Moabite sacrifice lambs for sin? How about Esau? They didn't do that. The Israelites did that. So you can't turn around and all of a sudden, now all the nations just get this. That's not how it works, sister. Right? So
But more than that, you can't amend something that wasn't prior.
Exactly. And we're going to show you he never had that relationship. Bring this up.
Amos 3:1.
Right.
Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel.
That's us, sisters, the children of Israel, read.
Against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying,
Right.
You only have I known.
What God say?
You only have I known.
Read it again.
You only have I known.
Read.
Of all the families of the earth.
Right, I only knew you, read.
Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Check this out, sister. The Lord punished us for our iniquities. Because he only knew us. Did this happen to the Arab man? Slavery, chattel slavery, losing his homeland, losing his culture. No, it ain't happened to the Arab man. Babies fed to alligators, hangings, lynchings. That happened to us. Because the Lord is dealing with our people on this level. Get Mark chapter
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 4. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction.
He said you were sold to the nations.
That was us.
Check it out, this is Jews. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, because we're still here, read.
But because ye moved God to wrath,
Pissed them off, read.
ye were delivered unto the enemies.
We were delivered to the enemies for your disobedience. Read. Ask some questions. Real quick, Ken. We kind of edifying the sister. We got time for scoffing. Right, bring it up.
Book of Mark chapter 12 verse 29.
Right.
And Yahushua answered him.
Right.
The first of all the commandment is, Hear, O Israel.
Read that again.
Hear, O Israel.
This is Jesus. He said the first commandment is, Hear, O Israel. Read.
The Lord our God.
What did he say?
The Lord our God.
Hear, O Israel, our God. Read.
Is one Lord.
Is one Lord. Why is Christ saying to the Israelites, hey, the Lord our God is one Lord?
Because he claims us.
Right. This is all.
Play, man. Play.
Now we want to show you another. Let's get the kingdom of heaven. It's on fire. Revelation 21. Bring it out.
It's book of Revelation chapter 21 and verse.
You want it in the New Testament? We in the New Testament.
This New Testament system.
Revelation 21 and verse 12. It says, and had a wall great and high.
It's the kingdom. It had a great high wall, sister. Read.
And had 12 gates.
It had what?
12 gates.
How many sons of Israel is it?
12.
How many gates the kingdom of heaven got?
12.
What you think it's why you think it's 12 gates?
Because only people of the 12 tribes are going to enter.
You know, so we're going to keep reading, sister. We're going to keep reading and see what it says.
It says it at the
And nobody else. Only those that are of the 12.
Hey, you know,
gonna say it.
You said it. Let's see. Read.
And at the gates 12
You
angels.
got 12 gates, 12 angels. Read.
And the names written thereon,
The names written on the gates was who?
which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
Shema Mashiach.
By Shema Mashiach Yahushua.
I mean, that's the.
Amen. Amen.
It's on fire. It's plain though.
Oh, it's just emotional. Oh my gosh.
All praises. Well, you was lied to your whole life, sister. We was told that Jesus was a white man, God loved everybody, and the white man could rape, rob, and murder, and put us in slavery, and feed our babies to alligators, skin us alive, and we was gonna be holding hands in the kingdom.
They can still go and be with God's chosen people, and the Bible is saying that they can't.
They can't, exactly. The Bible is saying that. Did we say that, sister? We just read the Bible and you put it together.
You just read the Bible.
That's it.
And I was never taught like this in church.
Wow, it's a shame. I got a thing to say. That I'm gonna read my personal favorite verse. Some brothers might know what it is. Brothers don't know it's Isaiah 14. That's my favorite verse in the Bible. So I'm gonna actually read it to you because think about it, right? This is the white man's kingdom, right? We're in his kingdom though, right? But are we on his level? Nah,
they're not on our level.
Well, on another level, of course, but like speaking in terms of this being their kingdom, they are like on a higher status because the oppression. So they'll be in the kingdom, but it's levels to it. Like you see, it's 12 gates. And we're gonna show you this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1.
Now this is the true gospel. This is the good news. All praise to the Most High, sister. All praise to the Most High. Sister tearing up in this thing. Go ahead and give her a tissue. You know she good, sister? All praise to the Most High. See that? All praise, man. This the gospel. This beautiful news right here. So we gonna get you this good news. Cause take a look at this, sister. Just come here real quick. You gotta look at this sign real quick. I want you to take a good look at this sign, and we gonna read this Bible verse. Right? Look at this, sister. Look at what they did to this man. Wow. Burning our people alive. Babies fed the alley. Hit the nigger baby. Let's see what God said. Bring this up.
Isaiah 14 and verse 1.
Right? No.
For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob.
What the Lord say?
For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob.
Read.
And will yet choose Israel.
Do what?
And will yet choose Israel.
He gonna choose all the tribes. He gonna bring us back together. We ain't gonna be separated forever. Read.
And set them in their own land.
He gonna do what?
And set them in their own land.
Going back to Jerusalem. We ain't staying in America. Right? The Lord gonna take us back. Read.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Now, hold on. All the other nations gonna be with us though. Right? 12 gates. All the nations gonna be with us. Let's see. Read.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
They gonna cleave to the house of Jacob. Same way we cleave to them, they gonna cleave to us.
Okay.
Read.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
We gonna take them. We ain't gonna ask them. We gonna take them. Right? Read.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
We're gonna possess them. If you possess that purse, own the purse. The Lord said we gonna own the nations in the kingdom. That's what the Bible says.
He's gonna give us
for
justice.
servants and handmaids.
For what?
For servants and handmaids.
Read.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
And we shall what?
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Read.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
Read that again.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
Read that again.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
Shema Mashiach.
The
The Lord said we gonna rule over our oppressors in the kingdom.
That's gonna be our justice.
That's right. All right. That's justice right there. That's a real recompense for sin.
I'm here for answers.
That's the
Amen.
real
Amen.
recompense. You got a flyer, sister?
No, I don't have a flyer, but I'm gonna go and share this good news.
Hey, y'all heard about that? I didn't.
Tina.
Tina, we gotta pray for Tina, man. Sure. We gotta pray for Tina. One thing you gotta understand, sister, how we get all this is by keeping the commandments. Because we wrote the commandments. One of the commandments is, guess what? Sisters gotta wear a dress, sister. We can't eat pork, sister. We gotta turn back to our real culture. So we gonna pray for Tina that she don't eat pork.
And me.
I don't eat pork.
Commandments.
Right.
All praises. All praises.
I don't eat pork.
All praise. Shrimp, crab, lobster. You eat that? All praise. All praise. You gotta get the dresses now, sister. With your friends. Right? You just keep coming out, we'll deal with you, sister. Alright? So we're gonna pray for the sister Tina, man. All praise to the Lord, man. Alright, clap it up for Tina. Get our justice. All praise.
We are.
All praise. Now, you wanna stay
Awesome.
the Lord, you can. Because we're gonna deal with your brothers. You got some
Yeah,
questions.
no. I don't have any questions. I just want facts and truth.
not sure. What's going on with you, Jay?
Hey, I appreciate y'all. I'm Derek L. Thomas. I'm a social worker.
Derek L. Thomas?
Yeah, Derek L. Thomas. My nickname 430. I'm from the east side. I'm real heavy. I'm an ex-hustler and reforming myself building. I just got questions. I'm not here to like ridicule anybody. I think the Israelites is the closest to the truth. First thing I want to know is we working out the but as we talking about the Ethiopian Bible or we talking about the King James Bible? That's the first question, and then you can elaborate, and then I'll ask my next question.
I just want to bring out a certain precept just so we can stand this with you.
1 Corinthians 14. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse number 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
So that's why we wasn't answering your questions, because we was having a conversation with the sister.
Exactly. And we got to get our woman in line.
So we got to deal with the sister, uplift her spirit.
That's right.
Get it.
I'm out of emotion, so I ain't taking no type of way. It kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, but I know we got to deal with the sisters. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we got to deal with the sisters.
So now we can go back to what you asked.
Now we on men stuff.
Yeah, so now you're asking about the Ethiopian Bible. Check this out.
Let's
go. This is Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 12.
Right?
Ye Ethiopians also.
What God say?
Ye Ethiopians also.
Cushites, read.
Ye shall be slain by my sword.
What God say?
Ye shall be slain by my sword.
So the Lord's not dealing with the
That's what I wanted to hear.
Right? The Lord said He gonna slay the Ethiopians.
That's what I wanted to hear. Because I know, first of all, like, and I ain't trying to be funny. I try not to be racist, but I'm kind of racist a little bit. What I'm saying is, like, I know the Africans and the Negroids, we are two different people. You can actually see it through our cranial structure.
Yeah, we got that in, I was the read.
Please, so I can understand, please.
This is actually in here.
Please.
Right, we can read it for you. Get Exodus 11:7 too.
Yeah, I know we're not the same people.
We just want to prove that real quick for the camera, the brothers.
There we go.
We gonna actually show
I'm in for questions, not there, the battle or nothing.
Yeah,
I'm in for questions and answers.
This is actually a white man who wrote this book here, Abolitionists. The Black Image of the White Mind, page 74.
Am I on the right page to know that the Africanoid and the Negroid are different people?
Yeah, you're on the right page.
Okay, there we go.
We just go prove it with some facts and history.
I just want to hear that. That's all I'm.
We gonna bring it out.
Yeah.
For you. Bring it out.
Now, this page.
You got hams? I see you got that out.
It's page 74. In the 1840s, Morton collaborated with George R. Gildian,
Right, this is the 1840s, right?
an Egyptologist who provided him with mummy heads.
Yeah, mummy heads, like you said, the cranium.
Oh wait, say that again. We were talking about what I just said, the cranial structure.
Yeah.
Okay.
With mummy heads and information about the racial significance of Egyptian tomb inscriptions.
So they was kind of getting to Egypt, studying it, seeing what's going on in Egypt. That's what he's an Egyptologist.
Right.
1800s, right?
In Crania Egyptica,
Right, that's a weird word. I know, right?
published in 1844.
Right.
Morton pointed out.
So Morton pointed out.
What's
That-
Morton?
This is an Egyptologist from the 1840s.
A white man?
Yeah, a white man from the 40s. Right, read.
Pointed out that both cranial and archaeological evidence showed that the Egyptians were not Negroes.
We're not Negroes.
Right.
From the evidence of the cranial and archaeological evidence, read.
As abolitionists,
Abolitionists and
colonization,
colonizationists, right?
had maintained, and that in fact blacks had been regulated to the same servile position in ancient Egypt as in modern America.
So he said not only are these people not Negroes, but they actually the same people who was enslaved in Egypt, which are the Hebrews.
And another question: can you tell us in the camera the distinguishment of slavery versus African slavery versus colonialism? Can you
just hold that? We want to get a few more witnesses on that.
I'm here with you, man. I just want to know.
Exodus chapter 11 and verse 7.
Right.
But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord had put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
So the Lord put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. Now the brother finna get ham in this book. He already had it.
Mine's ripped off.
All right, Con. We gonna show you.
We talking about slavery versus slavery, or black slavery versus white slavery?
The first question.
Okay, I just want to understand. I'm not here to disrupt anything.
No,
I'm here to learn. I'm not here to disrupt or imitate. I'm disrupt. I'm not here for that. I'm here to learn.
That's why we up here.
All right. That's why I'm here. I want to know.
This is Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary.
Right.
This definition of Ham.
Right.
The youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood,
Right.
and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races.
So Ham is the progenitor of the dark races. Get Genesis chapter 9 and 26, right?
Not the Negroes.
So he's the progenitor of the dark races, but not the Negroes.
We Negroes, right?
Right? Yeah, we the Negroes.
Right. Okay.
But
that's
the
what I wanna
Egyptians,
The Egyptians,
Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites.
Canaanites, they're Hamites. Whereas the Israelites were actually Shemites. We're 2 different nations.
But they call it Semites now. They done switch up the language. It's Shemites because the sons of Shem, right?
Exactly.
So now they say Semites, right? Like if you look at the news, they say Semites. But in my man brain, it's Shemites because Shem was the son of Noah. But now they take away the H and say Semites.
I'm not sure why they do that, but you know everything they do is
It means something. It means something.
It's Genesis chapter 9 and verse 26.
right.
And he said, blessed be the Lord God of Shem.
What did he say?
Blessed be the Lord God of Shem.
Real quick.
What's that? Let me
Let's bring this
Sorry
up.
about that.
If you got any questions, you can talk to us, Dan. Bring this up.
And it reads, blessed be the Lord God of Shem.
So this is Ham, Shem, and Japheth. The Lord said, blessed be
The
the
3
Lord
sons.
God of Shem.
A Shem.
Because he was the God of Shem. Shem was the chosen lineage.
And the bloodline.
Exactly.
Right.
Shem are fat.
It's not chosen. This is really the bloodline.
Yes, the blood is the chosen bloodline.
That's right,
With
the
Shem
bloodline.
going down to Terah, Abraham, Isaac,
All right.
Jacob.
Right.
Right, read.
It says,
Oh, one question. Can you explain to me and the crowd who the hell is Japheth? Who is Japheth? Japheth, whatever you want to.
That's the son of.
Who is he? Is he the Anglo-Saxon or is he the Arab, the colonizer?
He's needed. We're going to bring that out.
All right, come on
it
with it.
reads, and Canaan shall be his servant.
And Canaan shall be his servant. So Shem was chosen. Shem is the chosen seed line, but Ham never was. You see what I'm saying?
Just like Seth, the bloodline. Seth's bloodline, right? That's where we come from, Seth's bloodline, right?
Abraham,
Come on, but I need some information so I can get out of here. I want to read. I want to understand. I'm not here to disturb. I'm here to learn. You understand what I'm saying? Like I told y'all.
We're going to give you a flyer. We're going
Okay.
to answer all the questions you got while you're here. So next question, because that's just proving that, you know, we different from Africa.
Right,
So the next question was, what's the difference between African slavery and American slavery?
Right, there we go.
So get Genesis 39, verse 1. Or you give me Exodus chapter 5 and 14.
It's the book of
Try to
Genesis.
get Revelation 11 and 8. Bring it up.
It's the book of Genesis chapter 39 and verse 1.
Right?
And Joseph was brought down to Egypt.
Right? Joseph was brought down to Egypt.
Correct.
And Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh,
Right? An officer of Pharaoh did what?
captain of the guard, an Egyptian, bought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites.
So they was getting sold and bought. It was a trade even back then. He bought Joseph. Right? So that's a slave trade, right?
Can I ask?
Yeah.
I'm under the perception our slavery was servitude and honor. I'm under the perception our slavery is servitude, honor, and labor. I'm thinking the Caucasian slavery is terrible. It's
To learn, you're gonna recognize in order to learn is you gotta be more ready to listen, and then you have to give yourself a clean slate. So we gotta get the thought out of our mind that it's an individual thing, it's a nation thing. If your nation is sinning,
my big thing is, you know, I grew up a lot.
That's just like the so-called white man. Every white man didn't have a slave. Only the rich white man. But they all gotta face the judgment.
My thing is, like, I grew up in church, got to go to church choir on Wednesday. Why God hate me so much? Why my white homeboy live good as he do? And he the one is, you know, if we go talk about genetics, if we go talk about history, why his family so prosperous? And we just talking about curses. Why his family got generational wealth? And we over here, my light's getting cut off. You feel what I'm saying? And we the most special people on the planet. I've been doing it. It's always could rap, dance, sing, smarter. Wow, we at the bottom.
It's a precept for you, King. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. For my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. So it's the same thing with our people today.
So we talking about wisdom and knowledge then.
Wisdom,
So we walk
knowledge,
around
understanding.
ignorant, not understanding things.
Of course.
Okay,
Because to
that's
be
our
ignorant is to
punishment.
not know, and
So
our people don't really know the truth.
one thing, so if we learn more, that'll be best for us. If we walk around with the lack of knowledge, that's hurting us. That's
The Lord said my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. I want to show you this verse too.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, and verse 31.
Right?
Envy thou not the oppressor.
God say,
Envy thou not the oppressor.
Right.
And choose none of his ways.
So you can't envy the oppressor because they so
Never
called
will.
prosperous. Those riches are going to lead to naught, giving all to the Israelites.
I ain't got a bank account. I don't even deal with the banking system. I'm chilling with my shoe boxes. I got my joints. I'm not with the capitalism. I understand, you know what I'm saying? But it's just still kind of hurting my feelings that some people got a bigger a heads up than me. And I work harder than a lot of people I know.
You know, oppressor, that's a hard rock, brother.
I don't need it.
No, he got it.
It's the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse number 25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from your God. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction,
Right.
and shalt tread upon his neck. So
I just can't wait.
We ain't gonna be like this forever.
I ain't gonna show.
At the end, we go tread upon his neck, bro.
I need some information. I'm gonna check y'all out. I gotta get out of. I got my old lady over there because this is being taught. So I got her sitting over there. You understand what I'm saying? And I take care of my lady. I take care of my kids. This men talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't need her to see me asking other men for guidance. You feel me? But at the end of the day, I gotta get her out of there. She sit at the bus stop. I love you boys, and I know y'all the closest to the truth. And I want love from all you boys, man. Cause y'all out here doing the footwork. And don't take it no other way, cause I want to learn. I'm an old 44-year-old man. And I ain't never heard none of this in Bible school. You feel me?
Sound like my cousin. Said the same.
All praise the Lord. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Derek L. Thomas, man. Derek L. Thomas.
All right, Derek, man, we gonna pray for you, man.
Man, please.
We gonna pray for Derek.
I'm trying to get as close to the truth as I can. And I know y'all boys is close to the truth. Oh, shit.
Nah, you good, King.
No, King. You got any questions?
KKK.
Y'all got some classes?
They all on that flyer, King.
I'm waiting on the brother.
I got you.
I want to talk about like KKK and stuff like that.
I don't know.
We gotta take care of that.
All praise to the Most High, man. You gotta clap it up, though. We got some sincere fish out here, man.
Good.
We got some sincere fish out here.
I want to talk about like slavery and like KKK and stuff like that.
You know, you talked to brothers before? Talked to brothers before?
I talked to
Talked to brothers before?
talk.
Yeah, to us before.
I talked to.
What was the conclusion? How did the conversation pan out?
I mean, everyone has their own perspective.
All right, Derek. You say everybody have their own perspective. Yeah. But we all like got the
Came with
same.
something different.
We all agree with the Bible though. All us, like, we all got like the same perspective on the scripture.
One boat.
Yeah, so you know, they might have brought out different precepts, had different points, but we all understand that the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are the Israelites. Bible, like, so our perspective is just the Bible. You know? So like, how did it pan out though? Like, did you agree? Did you disagree? All right, brother.
My questions like.
Alright, what was your question?
Like about slavery and KKK and stuff like that.
What's your question about slavery?
Just like the KKK. I see like it say slave, and I see like I see the dude getting hung right there.
Yeah.
I know that like KKK was more so responsible for that, not like Jesus or anything like that.
Them two ain't got nothing to do with each other though. What you mean by that?
What?
You said, why would Jesus hang us on? What you trying to say?
And I know like stuff like that would be like responsible like the KKK and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like all that would be like works for the KKK.
Yeah, the so-called white man.
Atrocities of Esau.
Yeah.
The so-called white man.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's Esau. That's the atrocities of Esau.
Esau.
Yeah. questions about Esau? Like, what's the?
Are you asking why did that happen?
Like what do you like? You know, like what you ask? Like you didn't ask anything. You feel?
Like, do you have like any information about it? Like pictures, like yeah, like say like that's supposed to be like that came from. I know that came from a movie, like Kuta Kinte, right?
Yeah.
So what about?
These are this is an actual real image right here.
Yeah.
This is what's in the newspaper. These are real images.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So we gotta look at American slavery images.
So what?
In fact, this brother got a whole. What's that name of that book he got? With all like the hangings and lynchings.
Without sanctuary.
Without sanctuary. That's a book. I got this nothing but hangings.
What this is right here? Like what's going on right here?
That's a brother getting burnt alive.
Real. You have any like information on it? Like what year? Like
I'm not sure about this specific picture.
I'm
not sure.
What about this one right here?
I don't know none of these dates or any of these pictures, brother. We just found them online. We can look a little into it. Yeah, like he just said it's a book called Without Sanctuary. It got dates and all that and showing these different lynchings.
Yeah.
Of the KKK. This
you know what any of it would like happened at? Like
more than likely the South, but some of that stuff happened up north. All that happened in America, I would say that.
Yeah.
Throughout the Americas for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where all that stuff happened at, brother. The Americas. You heard of slavery before, right? KKK, slavery. Like you understood that happened back then. You know, they was doing this stuff in like the 40s, 50s. All right. Brother, can go ahead and talk to you about this.